You're watching the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. Now here's your hosts, Tom, Nick, Ryan, and Dave. It's you, it's me, it's NRD. It's you, it's me, it's NRD. Uh-huh. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is TNG, and welcome to episode 145 of the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. Tom is back in full effect with the Bagel Masters and his wonderful effects. So there you go. Bagel Masters of New Jersey. Better than the place in Michigan that he always hates. So
Bagel
we're not
Masters
going to give them any
spot.
credibility.
Shrewsbury, New Jersey. Bagel Masters.
You've heard it here first, folks. Unofficial bagel sponsor of the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. Unofficially, if you're not subscribed to the broadcast, you should do so right now. Click that subscribe button below. It really does help us out. It's the easiest way to help the broadcast. You can go check us out on all platforms, social media as well. But it is episode 145. And not only are Tom's effects backs, but guys, we're getting something that we all love in wrestling. I'm talking about a little T. I'm talking about a little A with an N right in the middle. We're talking total nonstop action back in January. Impact Wrestling rebranding to TNA. It's a unique choice.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Why do people care? They just changed their name.
What do you mean?
Why? Okay, so this is people seem to be really excited about this.
Mm-hmm.
And I never watched TNA. I don't watch Impact. I never watched Impact. Why are people like, oh my God, TNA is back? I'm so excited.
So I'll say this. I think it goes back to TNA's. I've always referred to it as TNA instead of Impact. I think a lot of people just oh, that's TNA. You it's TNA Impact Wrestling. Because that's what it was. It was Impact Wrestling was their show. That was the name of the show.
Yeah.
It was Impact Wrestling. TNA presents Impact Wrestling. And so I think a lot of people always, just the name kind of stuck around. And I think it's one of those they've done it as nostalgia bits, I think, during WrestleMania weekend. They were supposed to originally in 2020, that WrestleMania weekend, we're supposed to have a TNA show in which they were bringing back your Shark Boys, your Eric Youngs, Scott Steiner, I think was supposed to be a part of it. And then obviously the pandemic happened, that got canceled and whatnot. But I think they've done something like that, like a retro TNA show. So it's one of those, a lot of people may not have watched Impact Wrestling because there was that weird time where it was it was TNA, then it was Impact, then it was TNA, then it was Global Force, then it was Impact, Global Force, Impact Wrestling, Global TNA, And let's also face it, at the end of the day, we're all wrestling fans. We're all big children. TNA, giggles,
Why?
Because of Test and Albert.
Okay.
Big Albert fan here. Big. Big.
I think it's a cool idea, though. I mean, I like it. I watched TNA from day one when it was the weekly pay-per-views even and stuff. And I mean, there was a point when TNA was the closest thing to a competitor that WWE had. And the only reason they changed their name to Impact was because they wanted to get the Jeff Jarrett, Dixie Carter stink off of everything because it got real bad there. And they were like, oh, we're going to just go on this whole other thing. But like you said, enough time has passed now that it's nostalgic again.
Exactly.
But I was hoping they'd bring the Six Sides ring back, but I guess I read they weren't going to do that.
From what I've read, that is not a part of it. It's literally just a name change because it's something that's easier to market than Impact Wrestling. From just little blips and blurbs that I've read, part of it also there were multiple factors in the name change. It was obviously there's a nostalgia factor, there's a relatability factor with it. People know it as TNA. And then also I guess somebody suggested Impact sounds too violent. TNA though sounds a little softer. It's just total nonstop action.
It's 3 letters too. It's WWE. AEW.
You can't chant Impact, Impact.
Well, they chant Impact Wrestling.
But
I know that because I was there in Impact 1000. You can go back and watch that episode.
I saw a meme. I'm relevant on the internet. I saw a meme. Tony Khan on Wednesday is presenting a gift to Sting. And what if he bought Impact Wrestling and changed it to TNA and is giving it to him?
That would be amazing.
But realistically, he's giving him the Sting ring or something.
Yeah.
That would be pretty funny. But so I must say this, it's one of those holy cow, I can't believe it when you think about it, but like again, and I think we talked about this when we talked about Impact 1000. How many times has TNA been like left for dead and we thought like, oh, they're going out of business and whatnot? They've been around for 20 plus years.
Well, and they got a TV deal now.
What's that?
Don't they have a TV deal with like CW or something?
Do they?
No,
I thought it was
who
somebody.
has a TV deal?
Somebody got NWA I think got CW,
NWA,
right?
all right, never mind.
But like TNA is on Access Television, Impact Wrestling. It was really weird. Like I saw because like I said, I fell asleep, so I don't know like when they officially announced the Impact Wrestling
after it went off the
to TNA. But like I saw this weird video that Impact Wrestling posted, and like all like their big stars, Josh Alexander, the Motion Machine Guns, Eddie Edwards, Frank Kazarian, they're all like in this field, like we know why we're here. And it's like they're like speaking in like the most ridiculous rhyme riddle code that like even Bray Wyatt's like looking down and be like, guys, tone it down a little bit. So, and all of a sudden, like Frank's like, we know what we have to do, and they like open up this box, and it's just like Mike Tenay and Don West like sound bits from like TNA, and I'm like, okay, I guess we're going back to this. But again, I think it works just from a marketing standpoint. TNA is chantable. It's got an inside joke in TNA, the boobies, and yeah, it's nostalgia. And then I saw somebody goes, okay, WWE, your move. So go back to WWF. Oh man, old school indeed. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it I watched Bound for Glory on Saturday night. And it was a good show. It was a lot of fun. Mike Bailey versus Will Ospreay is a match of the year contender. And it was amazing. It was very good. If you just like really good wrestling, go watch that match. It was a lot of fun. They do a thing called the Call Your Shot Battle Royal, Gauntlet Battle Royal. It's basically the Royal Rumble, but it's intergender. And when it gets to the final two, it must be decided by pinfall submission. And they had some fun surprises in there. They had Juventud Guerrero was in there. Matt Cardona made his return. And then it came down to the final two of Jordan Grace and Bully Ray. And they had a nice little couple minute match in the ring, and Jordan Grace got the win, and she immediately called her shot and is going to challenge for the women's title at Hard to Kill, which I believe is their next pay-per-view in January, and which is when the TNA rebrand comes to fruition. So
it's interesting. It's like a
Money Kiss was also in there. What's that, Nick?
Like a Money in the Bank Royal Rumble.
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly what. Because I think it was 2 years ago, Moose won it and then immediately cashed in at the end of the night and won the title. Like Josh Alexander won the title and then Moose cashed in immediately while his family was in the ring.
Yeah.
It was like, no. So, but yeah, shout out to TNA Impact Wrestling.
That's a good match stipulation though, like the Battle Royal into a final like one-on-one pinfall match. I like that a lot. That's exciting.
I don't know if I like that kind of, just because like I feel like the whole going over the top rope kind of thing. I mean, if you don't have the over the top final two thing, like in the Royal Rumble, I guess it does make it a little more safer. So you don't have that incident like John Cena and Batista in 05 when they both went right over the top together by accident.
Like Vince McMahon leapfrogged into the ring.
No, he just slid under. He didn't jump over.
That's why McMahon leapfrogs for a while.
Vince McMahon quads are that something like I've seen that Shane McMahon's son plays football for what is it, Indiana?
Indiana, baby.
So
Hoosiers.
Say one suggestion to Vince McMahon's son. I'm now an Indiana fan, diehard. Go Indiana. What is it, the Hoisers?
The Hoosiers?
Hoosiers. There we go. Go Hoosiers. Let's go.
Hoosiers.
One suggestion I have to Shane McMahon's son. I think his name is like Deacon or something like that. Deacon McMahon is just watch some quads, man, because don't look good. It doesn't, not very strong quads in the family.
I'll say this, given that man's genetics, he's safer in the NFL than he is in a WWE ring.
Honestly.
Could you imagine though, like, I guarantee you out of college, Tony Khan is already offering that kid a contract. Like, come to AEW. The name on the contract says McMahon, but it says Deacon McMahon.
Oh, God.
I now own I now own Collision. The McMahon's own Ring of Honor. Oh boy. But yeah, so I'm excited for TNA. Great show. I'm glad to see they're still rocking and rolling. Friend of the show, Matt Cardona, popped back up last night. And it was a lot of fun. I popped it like a tick. So Ryan Myers was there too. Friend of the show. Let's not forget.
I got a lot of friends.
I have a thing.
Oh?
Yeah, it's a new bit called Why Tom Hates You.
Yeah,
All
awesome.
right.
Oh boy, I'm a little afraid.
Right now, at the time of filming, it is 10:30 p.m. on Sunday. What month are we? October 22nd. Last night, I went to our local VFW for an independent wrestling promotion show. Pure Pro Wrestling, based out of Flint, Michigan. They did a banger of a night. Kind of bummed because the crowd wasn't like as big as usual. And I think it was one of their best straight through wrestling nights. It was really fun. Really, really enjoyable time. But here's what I've realized I hate. Men in their 50s. So there's this guy who's always there, and he wears a baseball cap with a wig on underneath, and walks around with a fake, like a toy championship belt, and refers to himself as the champ. And he is drunk before the first match starts.
Hey.
So when you're that, and then you try to like kind of get involved in every match because you're sitting front row, like, I hate you. I hate you. The wrestlers don't like you. The promoter doesn't like you. Just like heckle, scream and shout. That's fine, but like you don't need to like keep like you're 4 feet away from the ring. You don't need to keep standing up and like getting involved. No one cares about you.
Is it GA seating, may I ask? Or like
so the first 2 rows there's front row and second row, and then it's everything behind that's GA.
Okay.
It's a small venue.
Yeah, no. I remember I saw the photo you posted.
I'll get in the third row. It's great. I hate that guy. I hate him. And if he ever watches the show, I hate you. And I think that your kids probably hate you too. So
there's always a guy like that at like every indie show that like thinks that they're like part of the show.
There's a guy like that at every show.
Yeah. But like he doesn't even like I don't even think he likes wrestling. Like that's the thing. I think he just wants to get drunk at the VFW for cheap and make fun of it. And like here's the thing. I'm down for like heckling and making fun of wrestlers, but like when you're body shaming people, I have a problem with that. When
especially
you're like
a wrestling show.
When you're telling a girl that she looks like a man, but the girl just turned, like she's young. She's maybe 18 or 19 years old. Like maybe like let's just not do that. Like I am an advocate for heckling, and I say such things as you're more disappointed. I'm more disappointed now than I was when my father left to get milk and never came back. So like a lot of self-deprecating, then that never happened. But like a lot of self-deprecating humor. I don't want to make the wrestler feel bad, but I want to elicit a response. And I'm good at that. So just if folks watching out there, if you go to a wrestling event, have a beer or two. That's fine. Enjoy it. Don't get like belligerently drunk to where you can't walk out by yourself and you lose your jacket. So you start throwing other people's things out of the way to find your jacket that you lost.
Oh no.
So yeah, that's my new segment called Tom Sasso Hates This.
Wow.
We'll work on the name. But I gotta say, Pure Pro Wrestling, man, Xavier Justice out of Flint, Michigan. That dude is putting on great shows. Really cool.
Get him on the podcast.
His group of wrestlers do an incredible amount of work. I always help clean up chairs, and like I usually stay to help tear down the ring. But I had some friends with me, Jeremiah and Emily. Thank you for coming with me. It was great.
Hi, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah's a good friend of the show. He loves the show.
That's why I'm saying hi.
He's a good guy. But yeah, like it's cool. Like their wrestlers were all like joking with each other, tearing down the ring, having a good time. Like, it was cool to see them. Like, you know, I talked to him outside of that as well, but like to see them kind of just like being homies. So Pure Pro Wrestling, if you're in Flint, Michigan or Saginaw or Battle Creek, go see them. I didn't mean to do that. Go see Pure Pro Wrestling. They do a thing called Battle at the Creek or something in Battle Creek, Michigan. And they had Brian Cage was there, RVD was there. They get some big names, so it's really cool.
That's
so
awesome.
hopefully Xavier Justice will come on the show. Here we go.
Oh, couple bubbles. Like it. Yeah, no, I'm very excited. I want to go to another wrestling show bad. It's been a couple months, but so Northeast Wrestling, they usually have and I'm curious of this. I was gonna ask about this with you, Pure Pro Wrestling. Is that what
Pure Pro Wrestling?
Pure Pro Wrestling. So Northeast Wrestling, my local indie run by Mike Lombardi that I've been to a lot of shows for, they typically do like 4 shows outside of this one venue. They typically do shows at the Bethany Town Hall in Connecticut, but the town hall is currently under renovation, so they can't run any shows for the rest of the year there. So like they have nothing scheduled right now. So it's kind of weird and it sucks. But they offer a season ticket every year. So you get like you get a front row seat to what they're all their shows at the Bethany Town Hall. It's really cool. It's where we went to Over the Top. So it's a really small venue. It's cool to see that. Like obviously it's like you're like inside of like a little kid's gymnasium practically. But like again, just from the angles they shoot stuff at, you feel, you're right on top of it all. So I was curious if Pure Pro Wrestling had anything like that because like Northeast Wrestling with their season ticket, like so obviously you get the ticket to all those shows, but you also get all their shows for the year. And so like I see the same like handful of people at every show and they're like annoying. Very are.
We're like 2.5, 3 hours away from where they're based out of.
Okay.
So they're usually at like the Flint Iceland Arena. I think that's like their home place.
Gotcha.
They come to the Holland, Michigan VFW typically 3 times a year. They'll do like a Halloween show, a Christmas show, and like a sometime around May show.
Okay.
So they're coming back. I think it was December 9th or whatever that Saturday is. So, but no, they don't do any season tickets or anything. Tickets, like honestly, tickets for general admission are $20 plus $3.50 surcharge.
Yeah.
Front row is I think $27. So there's not a bad seat like in the VFW. Jared, Patreon friend of the show, Jared. When he was here, he came to a show with me, and we just sat in the back and had a really nice time, and it was really cool. That show was actually packed, which was cool. But yeah, no season tickets, but that's something I wouldn't be surprised if they did locally.
Nice. I've always I wish I lived just far enough away that I can't like make it all those shows, but like if I like lived within a half hour, I would go to every, because it's once a month, so it's easy enough to commit to on a Saturday night usually. So but I think what really messed up my local Northeast Wrestling is like they used to do a lot of shows on Saturdays. Specifically a show we were looking at potentially sponsoring in Wrestling Under the Stars at Heritage Financial Park with the Hudson Valley Renegades play, and that was supposed to originally be on Saturday, August 19th, and they had announced that show like at Spring Slam, which was April 15th. So keep in mind that's 4 months apart. But then they announced Collision, and like Pentagon and Ray Phoenix and Daddy Ass and the Acclaimed were like already scheduled to appear, and then they're like, yeah, we have to move the show to Sunday because of Collision, and like people's like, they have to be at Collision rather than like an indie show. So I think Collision is potentially going to mess up a lot of indies programs, unfortunately. But
absolutely.
So, which stinks. I mean, granted, Northeast Wrestling has enough people that I would go see without all these stars. I mean, it certainly helps, when you have an Enzo, Kurt Angle, Ricky Starks, Konosuke Takeshita there. But so hopefully Northeast Wrestling gets back up and running soon. But
I was gonna say, as from the looks of it, the Collision, and from what I heard, they might just send the Big Show over to Northeast Wrestling to offer some buy one get one free tickets.
Here's my thing. So I haven't watched that clip, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's at OVW, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So people are like, oh, it's this indie show. I'm like, dude, it's OVW. That's like, I mean, I always say with the production value that they have, Northeast Wrestling is one of the highest produced independent shows out there in terms of just overall presentation with the curtain, the screen, and all that stuff. Whereas OVW is like they're doing legit like tapings and whatnot. And they run it like it's
they run live every week.
So Like, feel like, oh, it's not like he appeared at like my local high school gym. No, my man, showed up at OVW. So who cares? And OVW is like running hot right now because they have the thing on Netflix, which I still haven't watched past the first episode.
The girl just fought Sky Blue. I think she fought her own collision in one of them.
Wait, the bad Holly
Haley J. Yeah, she's
Haley
like one
Jade
of
or
she's one
whatnot.
of like the main characters on that.
I heard that
Haley Jade, that's my niece's name.
It's
I
Haley
heard
J.
that. I heard that a
Hollywood
doctor would
Haley
not
J.
clear her to wrestle because she's had like a history of epilepsy.
Oh no.
So, and she's like, "Oh, I'm ready to find another doctor." That doctor told me I shouldn't wrestle because I have epilepsy. You know what I did? I found another doctor.
Tony Khan let me do it though.
Tony Khan's like, "No problem. I got it. As long as you hate NXT, I got it."
Good God.
But speaking of AEW, we got a tease for the next All Elite crate, which will come out in January. As long as it ships here by then. So, Nick, why don't you read us down who's coming on that crate, ladies?
Don't worry, Tom. You'll get yours by May.
Yeah. Tom's Revolution crate turns into the Double or Nothing crate.
So what? Are we running the AEW crate?
Run the AEW crate. Yeah.
Yeah, the next one they announced has MJF, Bryan Danielson, Samoa Joe, hopefully not another Chase for Dave.
Jeez Louise.
Luchasaurus, new superstar Adam Copeland, which I think is this whack. They could have came up with something better than Adam Copeland. Should name him Corner.
Side. Sharp side.
FTR, Sky Blue, surprise, Danhausen, and another shocker, the Acclaimed in the crate. So that's what we got.
So we're getting a Luchasaurus brawler.
I thought either that or it might be too early for Adam Copeland. Maybe
I think Adam Copeland they do as a pre-order.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to sell more.
Unless they announce that, unless sales are really bad, and like, which I don't know, have the All Elite crate been bad? Like, has there? Because I remember like they've always like been throwing out these pro wrestling crate like, but 20% off, new members and whatnot, sort of thing.
I don't think they've done that for All Elite crate.
Okay, I'm just saying like. Yeah, I think if you're going to do an Adam Copeland brawler, you almost announce that one. Like, here it is. I feel like Adam Copeland would be a pre-order.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people... I'll say this. I wouldn't be mad at a Luchasaurus. I've wanted a Luchasaurus since episode 2. I'm pretty sure, like, when we first... Tommy weren't here, but, like, we talked about, like... Because, like, they had just... They dropped the original AEW brawlers. Yes, we wanted them attached like Legos.
We don't talk about the before Tom times.
The BTs. The BTs. So it was an okay time. Tommy came in episode 8, so
talk about a rebrand.
What a rebrand. We brought Tom in. We had music, we had production value. It was wild. Still don't have a Brody King autograph, but there's that. But yeah, so I'm excited for that All Elite crate.
Yeah.
It should
I'd
be
like
good.
the Sky Blue brawler, but it's not going to happen.
That would be cool.
I'd love it. I think she's climbing. I think she's going to join Dark House of Black.
Yeah, she's got like the little. I like her. She's one of my favorites on the show.
I'm just looking at this list right now. I'm like, we have a brawler. Everyone.
I don't know if they have enough rubber in
the factory. Wait, hold on. I've got it. So we've gotten a Matt Cardona pizza cutter, right? We get a Sky Blue cake server.
Oh,
like one of those little cake spatulas.
That would be.
You're welcome, everyone. Have your cake and eat it too.
No, it's probably gonna be a Sky Blue autograph.
Ryan Barker, yeah. Don't you always say like you look at the list and the one that you think would be like the least price is the one that probably is? And I feel like that would
probably
be,
Sky Blue, unless
Sky Blue.
I mean, unless you do just another, if we really want to mess with women in these crates, let's do another horrendous sticker, And I love Chris Statlander. This sticker sucks. I'm sorry.
Do anything like Adam Copeland's shirt?
Probably. That would an MJF and a Adam Copeland shirt make the most sense. I think we got an FTR autograph in a crate before. I think. Yeah, I think we did. An Acclaimed autograph would be cool. A triple sign, because I don't think there's ever been we've gotten the dual sign, like we got the Nasty Boys on 2 pictures. I've gotten a who's the guy? Josh Alexander and Ethan Page when the North I got their dual sign thing, but we've never had a triple sign thing. So I think that'd be pretty cool. Or just Acclaim scissors. I think that would be a thing in there. An Acclaim box cutter.
Like a miniature foam scissor thing.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. I'd be down with that.
Yeah, the more I look at this, it's definitely a Luchasaurus Micro Brawler. I would push all my
Samoa. It'd be cool. It's a Samoa. Like I have it somewhere in here. They have the Britt Baker rally towel. It's a Samoa Joe towel, but it's literally just a white towel. That's it. It's literally that'd be a cool thing. Like if they did brawler accessories, you can put this white little towel around Samoa Joe's neck.
I don't know why.
I would cancel my crate immediately if they sent me a blank piece of.
We should get Frank back on the. I think that there's no reason why we haven't been hired yet to create these crates. Obviously.
Brian Danielson seeds, so you can go grow your own garden.
Gardening.
Yeah.
MJF, it's literally just a sample of scum in a bag.
Yes.
It's scum in a bag. It's the MJF scum bag.
It's the MJF scum gum. It's gum. It's scum.
Gum bag. It's a bag of gum. FTR, it could be an anger management DVD. An invitation to court. Danhausen 50 millionth t-shirt. No, it's a Danhausen brawler. It's gonna be a Danhausen brawler. Can't wait. And then I'm trying to think of what they haven't done for Dan, because obviously he's had a shirt.
Danhausen patch.
Danhausen coffee. Can you ship food in these crates?
No, but that
right?
Does he does have coffee.
He does have coffee, right? Or I just know he's a big fan of it. But I think he does.
Yeah.
Imagine it's one of the little pouches you get in the hotel rooms.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
You could do that. I don't drink coffee, but I'm sure I could. It'd be a cool enough display piece.
I drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
So that's the All Elite crate. But coming up next, we're currently awaiting our mask and paint crate for October. Let's see if we get them before October runs out.
I've already seen it. It's pretty good crate. We'll talk about next week's the Spooktacular.
Nick sent me the spoilers because my crate still hasn't shipped. It shipped, but it hasn't. It overall, it's good.
Cool.
I'll say this: so we're recording this on Sunday the 22nd. If I got this on the 23rd, before I'm done editing this, you can look in that corner somewhere over there, and I'll link it to the unboxing video. But doubt that. Well, let's see if it comes up in time.
I think overall it was an okay crate based off of the pictures I saw. I get why people are like, this crate's great. I get it. I'm fine on it.
I think home run on Brawler and Chase. So
home run on Brawler and Chase for sure. For sure. Not something I wanted. There's things about it that I noticed that I don't like on the Brawler. But I can message you, Nick.
I don't want it spoiled, please. So I appreciate it.
We can talk about it more on the Spooktacular next week.
Oh yeah, don't miss out, baby.
Remind me to complain about something next week.
Wear your costumes, everyone. So for the November crate, Pro Wrestling Crate has done something that they've never done before, and that is there is a mystery wrestler in the next line.
I already know who it is.
I've seen theories of who it is online already.
Nick, tell us who's in this next month's crate.
All right. Well, as Dave said, we have the mystery man, the Mr. Vacant himself, who has a very thick neck, people have pointed out, and kind of a rounded, shiny looking head. So
are people thinking it's Kurt Angle?
People think it's Goldberg, is what I read.
Oh, yeah.
That's that. Okay. If here's my thing, is it an actual Vacant, or is did they just is that actual person? Looks like
or
Shrek.
Ryback.
Yeah, it's Ryback.
I say no. That's if anything, I'd say that's Paul Wright.
No.
Oh,
could be Paul White.
It looks like Goldberg to me.
It looks like Thanos.
It could be. Hey, it could be Kurt Angle. Though. That's a good theory. I didn't hear. It's kind of looking Kurt Angle-y too.
The ears don't look Kurt Angle.
He's looking Kurt Angle-y.
But all right, let's run through this. We have Trish Stratus. That's a new name in a crate I never think we've had before.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite Phil, Chicago Phil, CM Punk. Again in the crate somehow. They're gonna keep pushing CM Punk stuff out. Eric Young, MJF again in this crate. Dusty Rhodes, Big John Studd, the Mystery Man we already talked about, and Demolition.
I am 0% excited about this crate.
I'll say this. My one thing about the mystery is it gives them an out in terms of like maybe they're trying to get somebody, but if they don't, like they have a fallback of it's John Studd. Because looking at this, I don't think they're not going to do a CM Punk. They're not doing a Trish Stratus, not doing Eric Young, not doing MJF. Dusty Rhodes, they currently, okay, we'll get to this as well. They have a pre-order for Dusty Rhodes Brawler, which I still have to order. Thanks for the reminder. John Studd doesn't have one. Axe and Demolition doesn't have one. So by process of elimination, you're looking at John Studd or a Mystery Man. So,
no. I mean, they could do a Trish though.
They could do Trish. They could do Dusty Rhodes in the polka dots.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we can kind of, I guess, group Dusty in because it works in this conversation we're having now. But when they made the Ric Flair, they put out the 5 different flares or whatever, like however, it wasn't like the Macho, but however they did it. And
yeah, they did one a day.
Flair in the next crate too. So I was thinking, I mean, it could be Dusty.
It could be. I don't think they would though.
Why not?
I think Dusty is more. I don't know. I'm trying to think how many Dusty shirts we've had because I got 2 at least that I can think of.
But then I seen somebody in the group saying something about on one of the whatnot streams that they said that they were working on a Big John Studd brawler. The Big John Studd is kind of like a random name.
I don't know who that is.
John Studd won the second ever Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I remember that. Like,
he also had the Body Slam challenge at WrestleMania 1 against where Andre the Giant came out and slammed him for $10,000, and Andre's holding this little duffel bag with thousands, just throwing the money out.
He's just a big guy. He's like just a little bit shorter than you, Tom.
I'll say this: John Studd is deceased, so he's not the autograph. So I would say Eric Young is probably the autograph.
I saw that crate announcement, and I looked at those pictures, and I thought, who the hell are these people? I did not recognize Trish. I did not. Who? Eric? I had no idea who Eric was. I didn't know who Big John Studd was, and I'm like, I don't know who these people are. I don't know these people, and it'll be fine. It will be fine. It will be fine. It'll be fine.
Do you think they threw the mystery brawler in because the crate sucks so bad that they needed something like a gimmick for the lineup to sell?
And I think the biggest swerve in the world would be the brawler being the mystery person, and it just being blank.
If it's Trish or Big John Studd, I'm gonna buy it. If it's Dusty in the polka, I mean, I would get it. There's already been
my problem with and this is my problem with wrestling as well. In general, is we always fantasy book something that's better than what you will actually get. Like there is, with the devil gimmick that's running around on AEW right now. So it's like,
we all know who it is.
Yes, but like imagine if it's something lighter, it's not who we think it is. So it's like we build and we build and we build. Like we all built to Cody finishing the story. We got this great monumental thing and it doesn't happen. You're like, oh, what?
Wait,
and then you're just disappointed.
Who do you think it is?
Who do I think it is? Should we reveal this on the Spooktacular? Let people put in the comments, and then we talk. We're talking spooky stuff, and the devil's all spooky.
Because I actually don't know who you think it is.
I have 2 theories, and it's wild. And I kind of want to tease it. I kind of want to tease it. You want to talk about it right now? Okay, I'd just like to say that I said in this that we'd get on a rant about something else.
How long does it take a quad to heal?
Oh, jeez Louise.
He's healed, baby.
It's Indiana's kid. They're on a bye week that week. Let's finish talking about this crate before. finish talking about this crate first. Yeah. So my problem is this: we build and build, and it's like, oh man, what if it's Dusty in the polka dots? What if it's Trish? What if it's CM Punk?
And then
Or
it's Big
this
John
or that?
Studd.
And then it's Big John Stud, or it's Paul
Fucking
White,
Goldberg.
the most plain shit ever. It's Captain
Goldberg.
Insane. Like that's my problem. Is that like the silhouette of the person that is the mystery, and is the mystery person the micro brawler?
Yes and no.
You know-
No and yes. I'm gonna say no, it's not their silhouette.
Okay,
Yes,
Because
the
that's-
mystery person is a brawler.
because that used to be like the biggest clickbaity stuff. Like they would put like just a generic silhouette of like, oh, this AEW wrestler is hurt and is missing Dynamite. You couldn't figure out who it was, but then like they started putting the silhouette of the person, like, oh, it's clearly Max Caster, whatever. So I'm intrigued. I think I'm already probably re-signed up for it by the time I'll So
Do you guys think people would be mad though if it was like a Trish brawler? I think a Trish brawler would be cool.
I think people would be happy with anything except an Eric Young or Demolition Brawlers, because I don't
I
think
think
you
it's
need
gonna
a
be
second
Big
set
John
of
Studd, and I think people are gonna
We
be
already
like
have
exactly how
demolition brawlers,
Tom
don't
was.
we?
No, I know. I'm saying like if you did a repaint of them though.
But we have them.
Yes, but I'm saying they've had multiple like
We
different
have
types
them.
of face paint.
We
We have
them.
LOD.
We have them.
I know, but
We have them.
okay. We're getting another CM Punk. It's
That
CM
was
Punk
not
with his hair
impressive.
disheveled with a muffin in
With
his
a
hand. It's
muffin.
similar to the Danhausen with the teeth that you have the chase for.
I have the little chase. I sold the other chase to
Yes,
JP.
but I'm saying it's him holding a muffin.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us
We
know
have-
what your comments on the theory, what your thoughts are on the Mystery Man in the comments below. So are we talking about this Mystery Man with the devil mask?
No, we'll do it on the Halloween special.
Okay, we're gonna tease it, folks. The big tease. Who is the Mystery Man?
I've got quite a theory.
I have two theories. One is pretty run of the mill, and the other one is pretty wild as well.
Same.
So-
One is pretty, it could actually happen. The other is, man, oh man, if it happened.
Tom, you're gonna have to tell me off camera because I want to know. I don't
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, let us know your thoughts on the crates. Let us thought. And yeah, by the way, we have to just mention brawlers because yes, we did mention Dusty Rhodes finally getting a large brawler. I believe the pre-order will still be up by the time this
Yep.
episode airs.
It's street fight gear. I don't know exactly what is this. I know it's a street fight gear.
I'll say this: what's really cool is so the chase is black and white. Yeah, and I just opened up a micro brawler just to hi. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't notice the back of the jacket. I like the back of that. The stars and the stripes. That's cool. But yeah, so we're getting Dusty Rhodes. It's him in the white shirt. I forget what it says. Like I'm a bad man. They know I'm bad or whatever it is. But then the chase
Son of a
is grayscale, similar to the Swoggle Brawler. But it's bloody and it has a different face than the common.
Oh.
Because he's winking in the chase. Or like he's got blood in his eye and he's trying to smile.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, hold on, I'll bring it up.
So that's a chase. Like when I saw that, usually I get
different
chases very
chase, yeah.
often. I usually sell the chases to my friends for a very fair price, I might say. I would keep that chase. I'd open it, but I think that chase is so freaking cool.
Yep.
Should be pretty sought after.
Yeah, I don't think I have the black and gray Swoggle. I don't.
I gave it away
So-
on a Secret Santa.
So this is trying to get this to so this is the common white t-shirt, blonde hair, and then in the it's hard to see there. Well, you can see he's blinking. Or like he's got blood in his eye.
Interesting.
So it's not the same.
I don't know if that's a different scan. Hold on. Hold it up. I just think they didn't color the eye in.
No, you can see there's a line over the eye. But JP pointed out that eyes can be painted on, so it's not like necessarily a different.
Yeah, I'm about to say that would take like a whole nother retooling. I don't know if they're gonna.
I don't know. Yeah, you can't really see how good
Yeah.
that line is
I
on
get
there.
it though. Yeah, if it's just like a
But-
painted on eye.
You have to paint it on eye because
That's
Sting's
right.
eyes. So like, yeah, just for example, like Sting's eyes are painted on, Swoggle's eyes are carved out.
It's crazy. I'm gonna go off on like a little rant here.
Oh boy.
But how much since we first started collecting these things to how they like just like the little changes and like little things they can figure out they can do along the way, like how they evolve over time is like pretty cool. Like if you hold up like some of the old ones, like there's like this Vader, like the Vader was a good one. This is how they used to look when they first started coming out. It had
This is the grayscale
giant
Swoggle.
smiley faces like this.
Yeah.
They just have come a long way. I think it's cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited for it. I'm probably gonna order 2 in hopes of getting a chase because like I said, I think I would keep that one, but again, depending on what people are willing to offer, it's hard to keep. It's hard to keep chases for me, just because
people are gonna offer.
I would say this: I would consider keeping that one, but if people are going to offer hundreds of dollars, I'll get rid of it. Just trying to see the graphic.
And if you're like me and you hate spending money, what I plan to do with this one is I'm not even going to pre-order it because I'm banking on all these chase hunters buying a whole bunch of them and then be like, I got 14 Dusty Roads I got to get rid of, and I'm going to swoop in and be like, I can take one of those off your hands.
Nick, do you need me to buy 3?
No, I'm going to.
Yeah, 100 random orders will receive a chase. So still not the most rare chase brawl.
50, right?
Still
50 is
Bret Hart, Bret Hart that I scored one on. So shout out to that. But I flipped that for a nice package. So I got Bulldog, Massa, and Brooklyn Brawler for that thing. So
that's
no, I'm sorry. No, I did not get Bulldog. Bulldog was not involved in that. I'm sorry. That was just Massa, Brooklyn Brawler, and I think the common Sting, like the common retro Sting. Because I had forgotten to pre-order it. So
I mean, Massa for a while was going for like $130.
Yep. So nice little 3-way trades could be made there. So
you don't see a lot of Massa anymore.
Yep. So
more
anything else
Massa
we have
in wrestling. That's what I call for.
Anything else we wanted to talk about this week?
I have a huge announcement next week.
Oh boy,
you got
Spooktacular, baby.
You got Massa on the Spooktacular.
Episode 146 next week, ladies and gentlemen, is our annual Spooktacular, the 3rd ever. That's pretty wild that we're getting to 3s in terms of things that we do here. It's pretty wild. So yes, join us for the Spooktacular next week. Wear your costumes, enjoy the wrestling, enjoy the spookiness. TNA's back, Grayscale's back. We're back next week with another episode. We hope to see you then. Until then, check us out on all the platforms, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast, WNRDB. Tom still has Pyro. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/WNRDB. Oh, I got something for the Spooktacular. Speaking of Patreon next week, you're going to love that. So patreon.com/WNRDB. And of course, prowrestlingtees.com/the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast, where that is nerd spelled NRD. And of course, right here on YouTube if you haven't already done so. Please hit that subscribe button. It helps us out so much. Tom loves it when you do that. So do we. We just don't have hearts that come flying out of our screens. So until next time, on behalf of myself, DaveCTheVoice, Mr. His Royal Says Highness, Mr. Tom Sasso, and the founding father, Shane McMahon's #1 fan, and your most annoying Shane McMahon fan, Mr. Nick Carpenter. Don't forget to tell your mother. Don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone. God bless America.
I love you very much.